welcome back to Rusty's Guitar. Today I'm going to do a walkthrough of my main rig, my pedalboard, amp, and guitars, what I use in my church and in home teaching and everything in between. So let's stop talking and get right to it. Alright, this is my main pedalboard here. The main component is this GigRig G2 at the center here, and it is the centerpiece. So the 10 loops which are displayed here, I'll just take you through what I have in each loop, and then the combinations of pedals is what people ask questions about, how I get the sound I get. So I'll get to that pretty quickly here. But in my first patch is the PitchFork right at the very beginning here. We'll take that out. So my unaffected signal right here. Loop 1. The PitchFork in loop 1. Loop 2 is this red Muck by Jam pedals. And that puts this thing, makes it quite a bit thicker. Even that clean sound I was just using, that pedal is a great fuzz distortion pedal. So I can get into in the third loop of this would be, I get confused sometimes because I don't have them completely labeled, but this is the Jubilee, Alexander Pedals Jubilee over in the corner over here. And this is a very nice Marshall sounding pedal. Moving on to loop 4 is J-Rocket Audio, the Archer, which is a Klon style pedal. Just a really nice transparent overdrive. I just use that to really thicken things up. On the bridge pickup, it's actually pretty hot there, but if I go back to the neck pickup, moving on, loop 5 is this Blue Note, which is a really nice, by J-Rocket Audio also. This is a really nice, it just adds a little fatness to your sound, doesn't change the tone next to nothing. And I'll demonstrate that real quick. Here's with nothing. That's with the pedal. You hear just a little bit, but just kind of fattens it up. I'll go through the combinations in just a second here. The 6. This is the Canyon pedal. Right here by Electro Harmonics. Right here. I use this, and again, with nothing in the signal. So it adds almost, I like to use it this way, but it adds almost a organ pad under your sound. It's a really nice thing. In loop 7 is the Carbon Copy Deluxe. So I just use that just if I need to grab a delay real quick. Just a really thick delay. And moving on to loop 8, what do I have? I'm using the Mobius, which I grabbed tremolo in this setting. or I can really quickly just move over to just some chorus. And I'll go over some combinations in a second here. Timeline in loop 9. And the BigSky at the end here, which is, I use this pedal all the time for all kinds of ambient stuff, but even just to fatten up a lead tone. All right, so let's just grab my first setting. I usually just go, actually when you turn this off, it goes right to the tuner. So I do have tuner access really quickly with this. And again, I didn't talk much about it at the beginning, but this G2 GigRig is, it looks complicated if you look at this pedal board, but it's really simply laid out. I'm also using the Friedman pedal board here, which is just a two-tiered pedal board with, it's the 30 by 15, so pretty large pedal board, but it fills up quick when you're using stuff like this. And I'm going to get to these couple pedals I have outside of this, and there's a good reason for that, and I'll show you in a moment. But again, getting back to I have a clean patch right at the beginning here. Right away, I grab this BigSky. So in this patch, I'm using the BigSky, a little bit of delay from the timeline, and I have the Alexander Pedals Jubilee on there in this setting. But there's some ambient stuff going on here with the cloud setting in the BigSky right now. So at a lower volume, it's pretty clear. So that gets really thick, and this pedal is so touch responsive. I just love it. Just going to a little bit cleaner setting with this shimmer on the my third button. And that again is it's another little heavier cloud setting in the BigSky, using the blue note. So each of these I can interchange that. If I want to fatten that up, I would just take this blue note out, and in the fourth loop here I have this J Rocket Archer, which will just add a lot to that. And this just go back to that. You don't have to save anything. This thing is so easy to program. In a live setting, though, you might want to kick other things in, and this makes it very easy to do that. The swell setting from the BigSky I love this. Man, it's hard to stop playing because that one is fun. I use it in the church songs that we do all the time. It helps with some intros and to just swell in notes in between some of the songs and some of the parts of the songs. So moving on to this next one that I just call Fat. So that's just this archer here, and it just fattens this thing up. Unaffected single. Wow, nice. Just really, you can hear the definition of every note you're playing. In this setting, it's just a big lead sound with this Jubilee. And that actually has the blue note and the Jubilee. I forgot that I had changed that. It actually just fattens this up. So if the Jubilee by itself, adding the blue note, and you know what? It doesn't sound that much different, but it feels different. It's a little more compressed and a little easier to play, adding that in there. And again, and that's why I use a clean amp to start with, to push these pedals through, so I have a lot of dynamics. I can do a lot of different things here. And moving on, this is more of that YouTube kind of sound. Just usually leave an 8.8 on that setting over here, and with the timeline here, it's really easy to change that if you wanted to. I'm just going to keep moving over here, and this top row just adds to the sound I already have. So, for instance, in this shimmer setting, throwing that octave pedal in there. Or a little bit of chorus in there. Hard to hear the chorus when there's that much going on, but here it is. I have it labeled trem, but I just use it for vibe chorus, and it's just easy to grab it that way. But again, just like I had before, this This is just the Archer right now, but say I want a little bit more, I hit this blue note and it just livens right up. And the same here, adding that blue note in there. This blue Muck next. So I can just add this on the fly anytime I need something like that. Gives it a thick, very like hairy kind of sound is a good description of it. It's fun to throw that stuff in there. But again, there's no delay in the setting right now, but throw some tape delay in there from the timeline this time. That if you hit that button again with the G2, it takes anything you've added out of it just to keep, then it goes back to your original sound, which is really nice to have. And again, I had reverse in here, but I think I changed it a little bit. They're just a really thick But if you add something like that to this sound, it's really easy to add and subtract stuff from here. And again, this is that sound I went to earlier from the Canyon pedal from Electro Harmonics. Wow, that sounds really good. That's a lot of fun to play with right there. Now what I haven't got to is these couple pedals that I have out of the loop. All these pedals are in the 10 loops here. And I got the tuner in. I just touch any pedal twice and go to this mode, and it's in tuner mode. I'm pretty close. Let's move on here. So I'm just going back to this setting here. So this is the Enzo by Meris. It's a synthesizer that does, it just sounds so good. Sounds so good. See, even after I shut the pedal off, so it's something you can add in mid song or even toward the beginning of a song. It's really a cool sound. And even with some of these other settings, I can add something with arpeggio. I could spend all day demoing this thing, and there's a lot of videos on YouTube about it, but just a really, really cool pedal, man. Love it. Last but not least is the Morgan NKT 275, same circuit that's in the fuzz face. And it really, I'm gonna just go back to a simple sound like this. Really sensitive, touch sensitive. So if I have it on my volume on about 8, you don't hardly hear any difference. When you kick it into gear all the way up, that's when you're going to hear it. All right, that's all I got for you today. There's so much on that board that I really condensed that quite a bit more than I really wanted to, but you can't just cram in 15 or 20 minutes all the things these pedals do. But that GigRig G2 is I recommend that very highly. They have a lot of new products out now too, GigRig does. But thanks again for stopping by Rusty's Guitar, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks.